Hello, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening from wherever you're watching from. My name is Badakim Motorayo, lead team favorite nurse, and I am so glad to be here this evening because drummers, you already know what it is now. This week is World Breastfeeding Week, and we've been doing a lot of publicity as regarding that. And as a result, Team Favorite Nurse has put together this wonderful webinar where we'll be talking about breastfeeding and the real struggles that no one talks about. So I have a beautiful mother and a speaker here with us tonight. She will be telling us some of the struggles that she faced during her own breastfeeding journey and how some of the steps that she took can really help us. So if you're a first time mom, an OG mom, I am really glad that you're here this evening. Please share the video and invite someone. So I'll give us 1 minute to do that. I'll give us 1 minute to invite someone, tell the good news of the webinar to people around you. So let's do that quickly. Let's do that quickly. Let's do that quickly. Let's do that quickly. So I think 1 minute is up. We are back. So let me give you a brief intro of Team Favorite Nurses in case you're just you're a newcomer. Team Favorite Nurse is a non-governmental organization that goes around with preventive healthcare. Prevention is always better than cure, right? So we always go to the grassroots, underserved communities, schools, the markets, and any other place that you can think of. The favorite nurses there. We started in Kwara, now we're in other states, and before we know it, we are now planning to go global. Is that not good? So, some favorite nurses have had several outreaches, um, and they've also partnered with some other organizations like Aware, Females Around the World, Sanitary Aid, amongst others. So Team Favorite Nurse has a whole lot of volunteers, and the team has been a helpful one to the community at large. So because of our time, I don't want us to spend much time. We are going to bring up the speaker, but before I bring up our wonderful speaker, I would like to read a bio. So who is Grace John Leke, who is our speaker today? Grace John Leke is a wife, a mother of two, entrepreneur and passionate advocate for women's growth and well-being. She's the founder of Air by Shofung. You can check her up on Instagram. An event styling brand that began as a natural hair styling brand in 2018 and has grown into a platform dedicated to helping women look and feel confident. Beyond business, Grace is deeply committed to empowering women to thrive in every season of life. She leads two faith-based communities, Thriving Ladies, which equips young women for purposeful living, and Revive Women, a community where married women gather twice weekly for prayer, encouragement, and spiritual growth. That's the second group community that she has. Then Grace is passionate about sharing practical wisdom drawn from her personal experiences as a wife, mother, and an entrepreneur. Through her teachings, she encourages women to embrace every season of their life with faith, resilience, and purpose. Is that not wonderful? We have an amazing speaker. But before we bring up our speaker, I really want us to talk about what breastfeeding is. When we see mother breastfeed their children on the road, at work, or at home, we just feel like, oh, it's just a natural thing, feeding the baby. But breastfeeding goes beyond just feeding the baby, because breast milk is filled with a whole lot. It is packed with a living cell. It is packed with antibodies that help fight against microorganisms and diseases. So what is breast milk? Breast milk is about 7 to 88% of water. So your baby stays hydrated all through the day. Nothing like, oh, my baby is thirsty. Breast milk already contains about 87 to 88% of water, then about 7% of carbohydrates. That's sugar. Your body, the baby is getting enough energy and calories. About 3 to 5% of fats, and about 1% of vitamins and mineral. So it is a whole lot. The breast milk contains everything that your baby needs. Another wonderful part of breast milk is that it is in stages. No breast milk is the same. What do I mean? A mother that just gave birth like 3 days ago, she's still feeding her baby colostrum. Colostrum is like the first milk that the mother gives to the child. It is yellowish in color and it's called the first vaccine. What do I mean? It contains antibodies that helps the baby fight infection, and it is very thick and creamy. It contains fats too. There is also the transitional milk. This one is about 5 to 14 days. The mother produces it after birth, and this contains fat and calories for the growing baby. Then there is a mature milk. So mature milk has a balance of water, fat, protein and carbohydrates. So that one is more balanced. And there's also the mature milk also is divided into fore milk and hind milk. Fore milk is like the first part when you start feeding your baby, is the fore milk. Then the hind milk. Fore milk is majorly water. It makes the baby hydrated. Then the hind milk, which signifies the one at the back, contains more fat and it helps the baby get fuller as you feed. So there's also another interesting part of breastfeeding is that the areola of a woman contains pores. So when your baby is sick, some of the spit of your baby is being taken back to the breast, then to the brain, which then produces a certain milk depending on the well-being of your baby. If your baby is feeling sick and all that, it will produce another kind of milk that will help your baby overcome that sickness. Is God not wonderful? So breastfeeding is very, 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 very needed for every child, unless it is recommended because of a certain disease that a mother has, or the mother is not lactating. That is when we can discourage or we introduce other forms of feeding, but we all want our babies to be breastfed. So without further ado, our speaker is here, and I am so excited to bring her on stage. You're welcome, Mrs. Grace John Leke. Let's know in the comment section if we're excited to see her. I am excited to see her. She's beautiful, looking radiant tonight. Yeah, a mother of two, still shining and doing excellently well. We are so grateful for having you
Thank you
tonight,
so
ma.
much, Nurse Mo.
Thank you, ma, for
Please,
having
can you hear
us.
me clearly and see me?
Yes, yes, I can, ma. So it is just like a chit chat,
Okay.
something like a fireside chat. We're not doing something serious. We've been doing webinars that will take long and the speaker speaks for a long time. But I want women to feel seen. I want mothers, especially first time mothers that are juggling breastfeeding, work, life and every other thing. I want them to feel seen, and I want them to really be able to feel at home with this webinar. So that's why we are here. So, Ma, I really want to start with few questions. They are not much. I'm already getting background voices from our baby, which is good. So the first question will be that what was breastfeeding like to you, especially as a first time mom, when you first had your first child? What was breastfeeding like to you? How was, you would have been thinking of breastfeeding, okay, when I give birth to my child, I'm going to breastfeed. Fine, maybe at antenatal they've taught you how to breastfeed, but the practical aspects of being a first time mom, how was it like?
Okay, thank you so much, Nosmo. I was tempted to say Rhoda, but then let's go strictly by that name, Nosmo.
Okay.
Right, thank you so much. Thank you for the privilege, considering me the right person to bring on stage this evening. And I really need to say that I'm so proud of what you are doing. Most times some people might it might feel like, who is even seeing me? All this that I'm doing, who is even sending me? And we want to get to that point and be like, nobody's even watching. Let me just give up. But then I want you to know that you are inspiring a whole lot more than many young ladies out there, even sometimes you are inspiring people up, and you might not know, right? Some people will even just quickly check in, what's she doing at the moment, right? So well done, well done. I've always known you to be that passionate young lady, like from one project on to what is next, not out of the it is not out of the desire to just be everywhere or just to be on people's face. No, because when we see the quality of what you put out there, I see so much intentionality. You are very deliberate. Well done. God bless you. God reward you. And
Thank you
before you
so
know
much.
it, just like you said, my network skipped at that time, but you were like, you started from Kwara, you are in another state. So at the point where you said, before you know
Yeah.
it, will be my own mind is international deals that is coming to my. I don't know what you
Global.
said at that point.
Yes, that's
Like
what I said. I said
exactly, that's the
global.
right word. So I,
Yes,
I
ma.
didn't get to
I
hear
would
that
not
the
take
networks.
all these
So
accolades to
that is
myself.
just
Okay, I would not take all these
that
accolades to
that
myself.
that that.
There has been amazing things behind the scene. We go along together. We do a whole lot of
Mm,
brainstorming. For having this program, a lot has
mm,
gone into planning, and I really do not take
behind the
them for granted.
scene.
I want to say
That's
to all of
amazing.
them.
God bless them for supporting. God bless them.
Yes,
Right. So
yes.
about this topic, when I was just like trying to like ask myself, okay, what do I really want to share? And I realized, sometimes you don't know you have so much to share with people.
So much.
And when I was asking myself, I
Yes,
realized,
you
Grace,
do.
you have so much to share about breastfeeding. And back to the question you asked, what does it look like? Like, what has the experience been? So breastfeeding for me, I would say, when I had my first child is totally different from the experience when I had my second
Second
child.
child.
When I had my first
True.
child, I was prepared. I was ready.
Wow.
You
That's
are
good because,
anticipating. You've never had
oh my
one, like the whole of your
yes.
system.
Oh,
Seriously.
wow,
I
that's
don't know
good,
if that's
Mama.
the same feeling with every other first time mom.
Mm.
I'm with you.
Yes, I said that is great. Some women, they are always
Oh, I
never
thought you were
fully
saying
prepared.
something.
There is the part of being, you can never know it all.
Oh,
Experience is the
no,
best.
I was.
So that's why I'm
Never.
saying it is a great one, especially first
No,
time. Also,
no.
be like, so
You
like
whenever
yet, well, I'm not sure.
yes, but I feel like the fear of not being sure of what you're going to encounter should make you prepare ahead. Do you get? So for
Yes,
me, whenever I go to antenatal, they'll always tell us, allow your when your husband is playing with you, let him pull the nipple well so that the milk will come out. And they'll say, you yourself get a cotton wool, always clean it with water. Though some women will be cleaning with what's it called, spirit. No, that's not
spirit,
LD,
correct.
because definitely spirit will eventually make the thing dry, sort of,
Yes,
right? I'm not too sure,
yes.
but I just
You
feel like
follow
it's
that.
not even healthy for the baby eventually when the baby comes, because
Yes,
what you are used to when you are breastfeeding, you might forget,
yes. It is more
right? So they already
advisable to
told
use
us use
clean
cotton
oil.
wool and water, like do it occasionally whenever you remember, and even if oil, right? I think I heard it
Yes,
somewhere
olive
too
oil.
before.
Yes,
Yeah, so it makes that place soft and ready.
yes,
And the part of they
yes.
say, don't always remind your husband. That's the best time to. What's the name of that nurse on Facebook that is always causing kasala with all this
Is it
nurse
not for latte?
Olushokwe or something? They will always teach us
Yeah,
and
yeah.
tell us. But
Yes,
exactly that woman, God will forgive her.
yes.
She's always on the
Amazing.
brother side, but it's okay.
Yes.
So, they've always explained to us why it's important, and I obeyed actually. Sometimes when I remember my life, I was just be like, please, let's just like take care of this first ahead of the baby. And I was so surprised when my baby came. Like, me, I didn't even experience what is called inability to lactate. I didn't even like, it wasn't an experience for me. So for my first child, it was an awesome one. So I don't know if you want me to go into the second child, or maybe your question will still bring me there. Yeah, so that's that for now.
No problem. I will still ask some of the definitely latching problems are not the only problems that comes with breastfeeding. As the baby grows, we have something called cluster feeding and growth spurts. What do I mean by cluster feeding? Your baby wants to feed more, like oftentimes, like between 1 hour now, your baby might cry for milk like 2 times, as to the normal maybe two hourly or 3 hourly. So that is called cluster feeding. Your baby would cry, be fussy, and want milk, and it is as a result of growth spurts. What do I mean by growth spurts? As the baby grows, rather, the baby's body needs more energy, needs more fat. So this will now send a signal to the baby to say, oh yeah, cry more, you want more milk. So that's why the baby will definitely cry to get more milk at from that time.
Request for milk.
Yes, because of the growing need for of the baby, rather the baby is trying to develop, and this
Yeah.
occurs at 3 weeks, 7 days, 7 days plus three weeks, 4 months, and 6 months. So you will see the baby is always fuzzy, always cry, and people say, oh baby, the baby is sick. Baby is actually not sick, and there's nothing wrong with the baby. It's just the baby's body trying to grow more. The baby, there's increasing need for more fat, more energy, more calories. That's what is causing the baby to cry and to really want more food. So I'll still ask more questions. So
Okay.
how did you know that your baby was indeed getting
Hello, can you
enough
hear me,
milk?
please?
Yes, I can, ma.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can,
The
ma.
network is bad. Can you repeat that, please?
Okay, I said, how did you know that
Can
your
you repeat
baby
the
was?
question?
Yes, ma. I said, how did you know that your baby is getting enough milk? Hello?
Okay, for me personally, let me quickly go into wealth feeding. I didn't know initially. When I gave birth to him, I was feeding him and he was acting like, oh, I'm eating. Even the woman that gave birth and is right beside my bed, she said she wants to go and get something for the baby. I said, why do you think the baby is not feeding well? Don't give her milk, do exclusive. I was even canceling her until I got home, and I realized that the breast, I was advised to bring out the nipple and spray it to see if the thing is coming out. My sister,
Coming
nothing.
out. Nothing is coming
So,
out.
and that is why, yes, I don't know if you have medical, what's it called, to that. I want to say something. That's why some people give birth until days they won't know that this child has not been feeding. And sometimes those babies die. Do you know?
Yes, it is very common. That is still problems with lactating. Lactating does not only cover, oh, is the baby latching well? Is there enough milk being produced, or is
Mm,
there any milk being produced at all? That is what lactating also entails. So the person that told you that you should do that is very, very important, because you think that, oh,
mm.
since this is not my first child, it should come
I
naturally. My body
assume.
should be aware. That's why I said no two pregnancies are the same. So you cannot
Mm,
assume. You just have a better advantage as to, oh, I know what is coming, than someone that is a first time mom. But no two pregnancies are the same, and no two breastfeeding is also the same. So thank God you did that. And thank God that I cannot even really say it's because, well, your child was actually a
mm.
calm boy. If
Do
it
you
were
get?
some
Sorry,
big
let me
baby,
quickly let me quickly reverse back. Sincerely speaking,
okay,
if I had not gotten an intervention of the person that asked me to spray this thing, I'm telling you, maybe I would have lost my child. Because do you know what it means to be very confident that shame it breast milk me jade just
do
like
you
I was
get
very sure that
true that
nothing can.
can
And
happen.
let me bring a perspective here. You know, you said something that no two pregnancy can be the same, but I feel most people
Hmm.
don't know, because I assume that because it flowed easily, and I felt like I
Hmm.
already had a baby, so that place is open and open forever. Hello.
Yes, you are correct, ma. I can still hear you. I
Okay,
can
okay,
still
okay.
hear you.
So
Yes,
I
ma.
just believe that this thing has opened already with a baby. Then it's opened. There is no need for me to like prepare, all the cleaning and exercising towards having a newborn. So I didn't bother to do all of that. And that was why it was difficult to feel the baby when the baby came. So I'm going to say something. Just like no two pregnancies are the same. For my first child, I did exclusive. I don't know, no smoke. Can you still hear me, please? I want to be sure that I'm still live. Hello. Hello. Were you hearing me? All the while. Oh, I see. Okay. But I would like to like see you so it doesn't feel like I'm communicating alone. Okay. So okay, that's great. Yes. So just like you said, I know two pregnancies are the same. Because I was able to do exclusive for my first child. I didn't give myself any rule to live by. And there is one thing they call expectation and reality. Everybody will expect from you that this is how it is. But you have to ask yourself as the mother, what is attainable? What is achievable for me? You are the one that are just given birth. Is you that know how you are feeling, because within that phase while you are trying to understand maybe the baby is feeding well or not, you too, you are trying to recover. And is that the best time to now start giving yourself mental stress of, oh, how do I get this boy to do it? Like, how do I get to do exclusive for this child all by force? I was unable to feed my son for the first 2 days because the milk was not coming. I took pap, took everything we are always advised to take, and it was not still coming. I can't turn myself to milk now. I tried all I could. Then you are muted, though. I think you're saying something. Then what we resort for was to get milk,
So
get all
yes,
these.
I wanted to ask that what were you feeding him? The baby
What
will
do you
be
say?
hypoglycemic. Oh. I said, what were you feeding
What do you
him
say?
when we were looking for I said, what were you feeding him as you were looking for all other alternatives?
Ìyẹn máa wá lágbára because I cannot remember. I think Isha, all those definitely we can't just get anything. I'm not sure none. I'm
Okay.
not sure. There is one Sha that it was actually recommended. Like it was recommended that for a newborn gong you can buy it. And after the first, yeah, you know that there are different types of children. Like there are some that even if you buy that thing, they will not even take it from you. So you have to just
They will
find
not
a
take it
way.
yet.
They won't. I think Wanda is like that. She's very selective. So there are some children that are selective. So because he took, I just felt very relaxed with the breastfeeding. The breastfeeding not even stress me at all. Oh my god! And I feel most Gen Z parent like this. It is where people don't want to breastfeed again. But as much as we can,
Yeah.
breastfeeding is highly recommended because it saves you a whole lot of stress of infections and all of that. Yeah. So let me just stop there.
So that's a very good one. It's a very good one. I would still say thank you to the person that said you should try and um, press the breast milk to see if the baby is actually feeding.
Feeding.
Because let me also say that thank God it was as a result that Wealth too was a calm boy. Assuming it was all these
Hmm.
like bigger babies, like let me
Crybaby.
say bigger babies demand for more breast milk because
Mm,
actually their body mass is usually very big as to the normal unit. So you already see that the baby from the cries, you see that the cries that this baby is having is not the normal cry of oh baby is just being fussy or is trying to
yeah,
sleep or anything. If you are taking note, you would
yeah.
have seen that oh the pattern of his cry is a cry that is not as a result of being fussy or
Man.
is trying to sleep. And this is another point that I want people on this life to take home, that you have to be attentive to your child. Breastfeeding is a whole lot. That's why I doff my heart to mothers every now and then. As she's trying to heal, she's looking out for the child, the other child that the let me say pre-existing child, the child that is at home before is crying that okay, what am I going to eat? The dad too is there. Thank God for supportive partners. We thank God for that. So you'll be able to like manage one or two things, but that still will not say, oh, you will not do one or two things.
Rollouts.
So there are a lot of things that are going on in the background while you are still trying to maintain an optimum feed for your child. So which brings me to the next question. How was emotional support for you? How was family support for you at these two times? Let me say as a first time mom and as
Please,
becoming an OG
please,
mom.
please, can you come? Please, can you come again?
Okay, I said this brings me to
Can
the
you come again,
second.
please?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I said this brings me to the next question I'll be asking. That how was emotional support like for you? I mean, people around you, family and friends, because it takes a village to actually breastfeed. From the last point of someone telling you to express the breast milk, and let's see if the baby is actually breastfeeding. How was emotional support, social support like for you as then when you were a first time mom, and even now as a two-time mom, or how will I call it now? Did you get the question, ma?
Uh, okay. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for that question. I just feel like for women, can we really get enough support? Like, even if the whole world like volunteer to support you, it will
Support
still
you.
feel like it's not enough,
You are
right?
not getting any support.
Because
Right.
my dear, it's a lot because even you yourself, they might even ask you that what do you want to eat, and you're very confused. Yeah, so my own support, I thank God for my families, really. My mother-in-law, my mom. My mom, for my first child, my mom stayed for a month. My mom stayed for a month. My younger sister, that the first few, the first 2 weeks can make a woman go
Yes.
crazy if she's
Go,
alone. I
go
don't even know
gaga.
how people abroad with no support. I don't know how they do it. I don't know
Most of
how
them
they
take
do it because
nanny.
see,
Most of them take nanny.
do you know? Oh, but they, okay, maybe they will do their work well,
You
Sha.
cannot feel like
Let me hope so. ah, okay. Let me cite an example. Most times, children are active at night, and that's when
yes.
you because okay, you are just giving birth. People want to come
Mm-hmm.
in to greet, like people will come to greet you that afternoon, that they are coming to greet you. You can't be inside, they will not understand. They've given birth
Mm-hmm.
before, but they can never understand. They'll still believe that ibade
Understand.
rojuwa kiwa, and you too, you'll be feeling bad
You
where
are.
you are. Yeah, so mommy kiniko is there. You carry your tired self and go and greet only for nights. You want to now rest, baby's now active. That's the most
You are weak.
difficult part of of of,
Breast.
of everything. So for me, I really do not feel it too much because my mom was there, my younger sister, they are taking it as their job, right? That was for my first child. Once, and my baby knows how to cry very well. Once she starts like this, middle of the night, she wants to play. My mom backs, she goes to the sitting room, go and be singing for her. They will be doing night, me, I'll be sleeping. It's only when she wants to feed, that's when they bring her the oh, they rolled you for lunch. Now imagine I don't have anyone to say, okay, back. I really want to back. I'm feeling sleepy. I've not healed under. It's a whole lot of trauma for the woman. So I thank God for support, just like you said. So for me, I got the support. And there is this saying that ah, tí èèyàn bá kọ́kọ́ bímọ kìíní, that's when everybody will come and support. The second one like this, you not see anybody. It almost looked like that,
They
but
will
it
leave
was
you to
not like
your
that. My mom later and they just feel like, yeah, oh, you're cool or not, they take responsibility. So I think the first one, my mom came for a month, but this second one, maybe she came for 2 weeks or 1 week, say, but 1 week rather. And everybody adjusted. But yes, my mother-in-law was around. So I think God helped me. Sha. It's God's help because there are people out there that support, they lack it. And imagine that your husband is now working in another state, he has to resume back to work. That's why you see some women, they'll just be crying alone in the house. Like, see, is a
Yes.
lot.
Yes.
In short,
Yes.
but
Yes.
personally, from my own experience, I thank God for support. I enjoyed that support. And it's always sweet when you now go out, people say, bring baby here, with all joy. I remember very well that once you get to church, there are plenty aunties to come and carry babies. So
Mm-hmm.
I really do not believe.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is, you are still healing. You are still, for
Yes.
those that are on this call, what I'll try to say is, don't try to impress people. And women, we have that thing.
Yes.
You just feel like, I've been
Mm-hmm.
sitting for so long. People are coming around. Let me show them that I'm a good wife. You go and carry broom.
Mm-hmm.
You've not healed.
Mm-hmm.
You are trying to prove it. And sincerely, sometimes we
You are
feel
still in
we've
your
healed because
counting.
I did it too. For me, I did it too. I actually thought I had healed. Like, I looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like, Moti, well, okay, now after 3 days, before naming, I went to carry, is it O or cutlass? And I'm like, let me clear off some little. See, at the end of that week, I was not okay. So
Hey.
I'm trying to say that sometimes you would have forgotten that you are still in
Mm.
your healing process. You don't need to rush things. I saw one on social media. She said, and some women will be acting like pregnancy is a disease, is a this one, that one. This
Ah.
is me going to market 4 days after I gave birth. See,
Wow.
women were like a lot of women. I saw them at the app and ladies comment section. They had to like be telling her that you don't like your life. If you die, the man will
Mm-hmm.
marry another.
I like those
Another.
women. I like how women are supporting women now.
It's
There is no
supporting.
award for
That's
best
support.
mom. Everybody's mom
Do
is the
you
best mom.
get? Do
Yes.
you get? Because there is
So,
a lot of demands on you already. The breastfeeding we are talking about here
mm-hmm.
is a demand. Do you know that when I was preparing
Is a
for
demand.
this is it webinar we call it, or fire
Webinar.
chats,
Yes.
I realized that what is supposed to be a thing of joy, you are feeding your child, you are looking at your child, you are having good time. Sometimes I feel burdened because I became sad that when my son sees me, he will be so glad.
Happy.
He's happy to come and meet me, only to come and meet me and be doing his head on my breast. And I felt bad that, okay, so when you see me, the only thing you see now, am I, am I, am I
Breast
synonymous? What's the
machine.
right word now? To
Food
food?
machine.
Is that what you are
He
trying
does
to
not
say?
see
That
he does not see
I
you as mom.
mommy means
He sees
food.
you as
Do you get? So that alone can make you feel down, and but then I thank God for support so far. Yes, let me stop
yes, thank you for
there.
that that's well put together answer, and I like the way you are being expressive with I like the way you're being expressive with each answer. So I think her network went off, but before she comes back up, I'll still try and speak more on what she has said, that do not compare your journey with another person's journey. If the person is doing seemingly well, don't follow that pattern and say, oh, I feel like, oh, this is how people do it, which brings me to the misconception surrounding CS and vaginal birth. Let me say, the people will call it normal birth, but a normal birth is a birth that mother and baby comes back alive, not a birth that one is losing either one is losing his or her life. So there is already the misconception that, oh, it is only Hebrew women, you are like the children of Israel. And to put it to you, if those people were reading their Bibles, that answer, that saying is not correct, because the midwives lied to protect the children, to protect their own lives. They lied to protect the children from Sorry, my network was a bit bad, and I'm back now. So I was saying that what that brings me to the part of, the pressure, the unnecessary pressure that women give themselves, that, oh, I want to do this. It has been said that, oh, it is the normal best that is acceptable, CS is not acceptable, society frowns at CS, and they go on to try to deliver vaginally, and they have tears, laceration, and sometimes they bleed a lot, and this leads to their deaths. The same with breastfeeding. Most mothers want to do beyond their power and say, oh, I want to feed my child until my child refuses. There is a limit to feeding also. You cannot overfeed. You should not overfeed your child. It is recommended that you feed your baby 2 hourly, not more than that, not lesser than that, unless, okay, exceptions, few exceptions are to when the baby is growing. There's an increasing need for the baby because of the growing cells. I mentioned feeding clusters and growing spots the other time. That's the only exception. So don't go and compare your own breastfeeding pattern to another mother's own. You're welcome, ma. Okay, our network is still having issue. Let's see. So I don't want to answer my questions myself, so I'll still share some interesting parts about breastfeeding. I mentioned some the other time. So while she's trying to join back because of the network, I read about I think I said part of it the other time about when a child is sick, when a child is not feeling fine, the body produces another special kind of milk to help the body of the baby to fight against the infection. Is that not wonderful? Is God not wonderful? Yes, He is. And the breast milk in the morning is even different from the one at night or evening. The one in the morning produces or contains cortisol, makes them active. But you see, the one at night, it contains more of melatonin. This is an hormone that helps with sleeping, sleep pattern. So that's why you see that, especially as they grow, you see that some babies, they tend to sleep too at night. So the breast milk is a very, very interesting compound. And some people will say, when can I start feeding my child? When can I start feeding my child solid? It is recommended by the WHO, World Health Organization, that not lesser than 6 months should you start. So after 6 months, you can start giving semi-solid food, liquids like pap, soft semo, soft amala. You can give to your child. So on stage, I think the
Hello,
network
can you hear me,
is trying to.
please? Okay.
Yes, I can. I said the network is trying to do us dirty tonight,
I tell
but it
you.
has failed.
I tell you.
So you are back. So let me just, because of our time,
I
because of
will.
the network has been drawing us back, and because of the issue with logging in when we're about starting. So the other question that I would say was that work and family balance, or your normal life balance. How were you able to manage, or being a mother, an entrepreneur, you have communities, you have projects that you were doing as of that time, and even now, as you still have a child, how were you able to balance all that and still able to do well in these fields?
Well, thank you. These questions are powerful questions, right? Okay. So, there's one thing I've always said, and I would like to say again, that balance is not 50-50, right? Balance is not 50-50. The fact that you really love to do something, there are some times that you might have to slow down. Look at that phase that we said a new mom, you're trying to learn. That's for first time mom. Now you're trying to learn how to like pay attention to your child. You are healing at the same time. That's not the best time to start taking gigs and you are running from here to there. You have to like slow down, pay attention, understand your child. What does the child
Yes.
want? How do I want to like sustain the feeding? Am I going to buy pump and like um reserve the food, take the child to take the child to crèche? Like, how do I want to manage all of this? When you are able to now put structure in place, that's when you can now say, okay, I'm ready, let's go all out. But if you go all out where you are still healing, both the out and the in,
You're
every
supposed not to go all out.
you are not going to get any of the two right. So yeah, for me personally,
Yes.
how it worked, I
So as not to lose in both
it's
ways.
hard because what do you say?
Only so as not to lose at both ends. So you have to just focus your energy on
Actually,
one as of that time.
exactly. Yes, yes, that's where wisdom comes in. Like, ask God for wisdom. For me personally, these are the prayers me I pray. Lord, grant me wisdom. There is wisdom needed, and there is gift of men. God can send someone to your vision. Now, the way the person will even carry it will be way beyond what you can do. So that
Yes.
will work. So for me personally, when I had my first child, I had one that September and we did Thriving Ladies November. How was I able to do that? I'll say it's very, like, it's happened because of my support system. Yes, I thank God for my husband because he takes my vision like ease. I can remember when we were doing the Google form. You two were in the picture that time. Now, you will be like, instead of just putting the flyer out there, let's do Google form. I'll be like, how do we do Google form? I called a friend, Dr. Uni. She's always busy. She explained. My husband was the one that like eventually did it. So when people see all of this, just like I came on stage and I was saying, "Oh, Rhoda, you're doing great." When people see all the big things, they believe that, oh, it is you. But God can always bring the right people into your space, and they'll just make the work so easy. Yeah, so that's the role of support system. For me, it's made it look like, oh, she's a superwoman. She just gave birth and she's doing this. I know that's where some men don't even they don't know the right things to say to their spouse. They'll go and meet, they get, oh sorry, my phone fell. They will get
It's
home and go and be telling their wife that, sorry, Mrs. Grace me. But
she just gave birth and she's we've lost her again. Welcome back, ma. We're sorry for the
Were you away?
transmission. Yes, I was.
Were you away? I've been. Okay, okay. Sorry. I hope it gets better.
You've been
What
speaking.
platform are you using?
It's actually my
Yes, what
network.
platform are
The
you
platform
using?
is MTN.
Okay, no, no, no. I mean to stream for the live.
Okay, is StreamYard. Yes, it's StreamYard. So let me quickly wrap up. Do you have any
Okay.
myth
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
or fable,
It's
let me
okay.
use fabu that you say about breastfeeding and say, oh, this thing is fabu, but is until you later experienced it. You know, as I would say that experience sometimes is a great teacher, not the best, but a great teacher. Do you have any myths, or did you hear of any myths when you were breastfeeding that you want to share with us?
I sincerely didn't hear you. It was skipping. The last part of what you said. It
Okay, I
skipped.
said, can you hear me now, ma? Can you hear me now, ma?
Please, can you come again?
I said,
Yes,
can
I
you
think
hear me
it's
now,
better.
ma?
Yes.
Okay, okay. I said, do you have any myth or fable, or let me put it as Nigerian way, fabu, about breastfeeding? Any fabu about breastfeeding?
Yes.
Okay. I think there is a time lag on our end. Okay, as she's trying to join back due to network issue, one of the fabu or fable or myths surrounding breast milk will be like, oh, your baby is thirsty. You have to give your baby, especially during the eat period. Oh, you have to give your baby water. Your baby is thirsty. When the baby is sneezing, so the baby is thirsty at all. They attribute it to baby not getting enough breast milk. But all that is fable, is a myth, because as I rightly said, that breast milk contains 87 to 88% of water. Is that not beautiful? So the major part of breast milk is water. So as she comes back on stage, let me quickly answer Ademayo Joy's question. She says, hello, well done, Ma, you're doing a wonderful job. So I have heard of situations where some women are not advised or told not to breastfeed their child. What could be the reason for that? Number one is medical condition of the mother and of the child. So I'll give example. Women with tuberculosis, women with HIV, they are not to breastfeed their baby. So most times they use formula milk. They'll find the one that is best for the child, because it's not all child that tolerates formula feed. So there are some people in other countries, they have like a breast milk or milk bank where the mother can get milk from donors for free. Some hospitals even have breast milk, like mothers will just come and donate milk to the hospital, or they buy the milk. But it's not that common in Nigeria, so most time they go for formula feed. So the mother will be advised to get the formula feed, but in other countries they can get, people donate breast milk to the child. So women with HIV, tuberculosis, they cannot breastfeed their child or children. And for baby, maybe the baby is preterm and they want to like admit the baby in the hospital in an incubator. So directly the baby might not be breastfed, like nipple to mouth. The baby might later be fed via NG tube, but not immediately. They'll still take some tests, run some tests to see what is really causing the sickness for the baby, or as a result of preterm. I was talking about preterm. For babies that are preterm, they would first admit it, admit them into the hospital, into the incubator. They will now decide, okay, are we going to feed this baby? Hope this baby is not having coexisting conditions. You know, preterm babies sometimes their body parts, some of their body parts might not be well developed. Example is the lungs. So there are other parts of the baby's body that might not be well developed. So that if you give food, baby might not really tolerate. So they take some tests and do all that for the baby to really know that, oh, we can feed the baby later on. So those are the few points that I really want to talk about. Medical condition of the mother, medical condition of the child. Those are the reasons why breastfeeding might not be recommended in some certain situations, not in all situations or circumstances. So I really have one question left for Mrs. Grace, but let me say my own part before she comes to see her part. And that question is that, closing this webinar now, if you have 1 minute to really talk to a first time mom, rather an upcoming mother, maybe she's expecting, she's due in like August ending or October. Okay, you're welcome, ma. Can you hear me?
Thank you. Yes, I can
Good.
hear you. Thank you.
Okay, as I'm saying that we are closing, so I want you to just give your closing remark, and if you have 1 minute to really tell a first time mom or an OG mom, whatever it is, especially a first time mom in this scenario, or let me just say mothers in general, if you have a minute to talk to them, what would you say? Like, what is that thing that you want to tell mothers, or what is the one thing, what is, let me put it as, if you want to give, let me say, if you have to send a voice note to a struggling mom, or a mom that is yet to put to bed, or whatever it is now in this case, what will you say, how will you put it, or what are your final words for these mothers? So while she comes back online, I would say that you're trying, you're doing your best, um, you're a great mother, you're a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful mother at that. And the journey of pregnancy and even now to breastfeeding is not easy at all, and you've been doing well. So say well done to yourself. You're super, super, super amazing, and no one can do this better than you are doing. That is why it is your own breastfeeding, it is your own breast milk, and it is your own child. We celebrate you really, really every day of the year, not just breastfeeding week. We celebrate you today, tomorrow, and every other day. We say thank you for making our babies grow healthy and strong, because without you there, without you doing what you're supposed to do and giving your all for your child, we might not have babies that are strong enough, we might not have adults that are strong enough, we might not have adults, we might not have sharp kids, we might not have babies that are beautiful. So I really, really celebrate you. So keep up the good work, mamas. So she's back. Let me add her to the stage.
Do you say
Okay.
I'm shaking my head?
Yes, I can.
That's the case of this network. Very
God has taken control. It will be
terrible.
better another time. We
But
would still like to have you in one of our programs. So
amen.
by that time, we would go and get, is this Starlink or what are they buying now for network? Or we'll go and
So
buy
that
the whole of,
the network will not.
or we'll go and buy the whole of MTN and Airtel.
We've not even finished.
Wealth wants to show his
Avio,
face.
we've not even
So
finished the
quickly,
session before decided to come and show himself, to
okay,
introduce himself.
self, okay,
Yeah, so you asked the question the other time that
yes, my was,
if I have a minute to share with
yes,
first time mom or
yes, struggling
um,
mom, moms
a
that are
community
struggling.
of women
Yes,
struggling mother.
yes.
Okay, so what would I say? First thing that I'll say is we should not get to the point that we see breastfeeding as a burden, because there is really a thin line in between feeling, you know, the obligation that kini gan, I can easily substitute this whole breastfeeding to feeding the baby with milk, especially when you are boxed up, you can afford
Yes.
getting the
Mm-hmm.
milk. But we shouldn't
Mm-hmm.
see it as a burden, rather, we should see it as a time to connect with our child.
Your baby.
I don't
Yes.
know if any other person does it, but for me personally, especially when I had my first child, oh my god, it's always a great time. I intentionally, especially the early days, like maybe the first 2 weeks, I intentionally speak words over the life of my child, decree the scripture and the promises God has given me about the child.
That's what
So it's
it's
like
for.
a one-on-one session, just like you have
Sure.
one-on-one with
Yeah.
those close friends. Yeah, so just see it as that time, because the truth is, before you close your eyes and open like this, these children, they grow
They are grown.
very fast.
Yes.
And you'll be wondering, is it not this baby? No, 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 no. We has 5 years gone, we has 10 years gone, and before you even now know it, they're out of the house. And all the moments you built with them growing up, it really matters. So we shouldn't see breastfeeding as a burden. Rather, we should see it as a time to connect with them, right? So I think that's one major thing I'll communicate to mothers. And also, please don't lose yourself trying to meet up with a child's need, because there is a way that you always, yes, I experienced that. I felt guilty. My someone, a close friend, gave birth around the time I did, a month before mine. So I saw how the baby's lip, is it lip now or mouth, looked. So, and there is this saying, they used to say that tí ètè ọmọ bá tóbi, pé ìyá ẹ̀ ni kó ti gbé ọyàn lélẹ̀.
Part of the myth.
So the first week or two that I gave birth to my what do you say?
I said part of the myth.
Exactly
Famous.
right. There are some beliefs that you shall hear some things and you too, will be careful. Right? Yes, that's true.
Let me
So
not place.
I
Let me not
was
place.
now feeling bad. I was feeling bad. But whenever anybody comes and they complain that no more you any little complaint like this, you want to say something?
No, I'm following. I'm following.
Yeah, so any complaint from anybody that this one, that one, I take it upon myself. I start feeling guilty, only for the child to grow. I think 2 days ago now, someone was starting comment and was saying, how come that wonder's mouth is smaller than the younger brother, or take everybody's mouth? And I was wondering that in my mind, it was when I was preparing for this meeting, it flashed back that Grace, what you were feeling guilty for at the point, that's what. So I'm like, the advice I'm giving to stop him. The advice I'm giving to mother out there is that please don't lose yourself in trying to meet up with every demand your child has, because the truth is, do your best, do what can be done, do what you should do, but don't try to like fix everything. The baby's mouth is like this. Oh, it's because I'm not putting the breast in the baby's mouth the right way, and you're already feeling down, you're already falling into depression, you're already feeling inadequate.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. We've lost that again due to network. But let me just say thank you, Ma, for that. It was part of the questions that I was planning to ask her, but due to network and let me say lag in connecting and all that, that guilt, mothers put unnecessary guilt on themselves. There are some things that can never be undone. There are some things that it is not your fault. There are some things that does not even matter in the grand scheme of things, but you already put the blame, the guilt on yourself. Oh, am I doing it right? Is this why my baby is not sleeping 24 hours? Is it the one why my baby is opening his eyes? Baby will open their eyes. So do not put yourself under unnecessary pressure. Do not put yourself under unnecessary guilt, and you're just doing excellently. and amazingly well. So I already completed it for you. I said you should not put
Thank you,
yourself
Nurse Mo. I feel I should
unnecessary
quickly do my vote
pressure.
of thanks and conclusion before the network decides to
I understand, right?
log me
Not of
out once
other
again.
and the background
Right?
voices and noises that wonder and well they've listened to this beautiful webinar. We
I'm so
really
grateful.
we really don't take it for
You are in
granted.
the
Thank you
spirit.
so much, Ma, for
What do you
coming.
say?
I said thank you so much, Ma, for coming on this live. I want to say thank you, really, for giving, for dishing
So
out of your
I really want to say that thank you so.
your knowledge.
I want to quickly say that thank you so much for the initiative to like bring up this conversation, because there are some things that we just overlook and be like, I shall know it's part of my life, but we really do not pay attention. But when you brought up this particular topic, it made me like pause and like
Reflect.
introspect, think like, what does this really mean? And now I think I have a better understanding of the role of the connection that is way beyond me just breastfeeding. I don't know if are you still there? Yeah, so I want to say thank you so much. This is a great one. The initiative is a great one. Well done, well done, well done. Thank you so much for having me. I'm
Thank you so
so
much, Ma.
grateful.
We are
See
grateful too.
you.
We hope to have you one of these days again on this platform. We say thank you to you,
Hello,
to your husband,
Nosmo. Are
to
you
your
there?
Yes, I actually can hear you. So
Okay.
bye,
Thank you
Ma.
so much.
Say
Thank
thank
you.
you to your husband also and to your
Thank
wonderful kids.
you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
So thank you to everyone that's watched to this part. We're still going to be having something like this later in the year to remind us about the importance of breastfeeding to ourselves, to our child, and to the family at large. I forgot to mention some of the benefits to the mother and even to the family at large. To the family, there's reduced cost because breast milk is literally free, sort of. So lesser cost, it helps with family planning. Exclusive breastfeeding can prevent pregnancy up until 6 months. That is good. So also to the mother, to the family, it gives enough time for them to plan for their family and have other things to do aside from thinking of want to give birth again due to the family planning aspect of it. And another to the mother, it helps shrink the uterus, that is the womb, back to the pre-gravid stage. So when you give your child breast milk, it helps with contraction of the uterus and it goes back to the smaller shape that it was before pregnancy, and it helps to reduce the risk of cancers, breast cancers, ovarian cancers, and any other type of cancer. Is that not wonderful? And many more. It also helps in losing weight, and the mother is giving the breast milk as when necessary. There's more calories that is being burned. So what more is better than breast milk? Nothing. So I want to say thank you all for listening and watching and waiting amidst all the network breaks. Oh, can I hear you? Can you hear me? You still stood till this time. I really want to say thank you, and I say thank you again for stopping by. And there's one more thing to do. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel, like this video, share with other mothers, and if you have questions, my DMs on Instagram, team favorite nurse, your underscore favorite nurse is there. You can still send in your questions, and please follow us on Instagram also. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Adimayo Joyce. You're such a wonderful human being. Thank you for the question. And I don't know if you were able to hear my answer. So of that time when I gave the answer, so I said certain medical conditions that the mother can have, such as HIV and tuberculosis, and also maybe the child was born preterm or child was born with aspiration of meconium. The baby will have to be monitored for a few hours and a whole lot of medical conditions. Maybe not forever. The baby might be placed under observation for few hours so that they'll be able to see what is going on before they start the baby on feed. But the ones that are quite permanent, and the HIV and the tuberculosis on the part of the mother. So once again, I say thank you. I remain Madaki Motorayo, lead Simple Rightness, and this meeting would not be live, would not be here if not for the help of God and my wonderful team members, volunteers of Team Favorite Nurse. You guys are the real MVPs. I celebrate you now and always. Thank you guys. I love you. Signing out. See you some other time. Make sure you come back to this YouTube channel for our next webinar. I'll see you then. Bye. Yes, yes, yes.